Steve and Jill here.
Howdy.
Welcome to the House Academy Show, entertaining real estate investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about how there's a waterfall of house foreclosures coming in the fall of 2020.
What's the significance of waterfall?
Just, you know what? Somebody wrote something in the media, and I just thought it was great.
Okay. I'm like,
It's not a financial term.
I thought that's what I thought. I thought there was some reason you use that word.
I mean, in commercial real estate, there's this concept. It's not a concept. It's a distribution schedule called waterfall calculations. Wow. People get paid if, syndications use it all the time where 500 somebody goes and raises a bunch of money, buys a commercial real estate, like let's say Class A apartment building, and the distributions, and not everybody's an equal partner. There's preferred shares and common shares, and it's called waterfall calculations. That's not what this is about at all. I could have used the word deluge. I could have used the word
sorry.
Tidal wave. Tsunami.
Take personal responsibility for asking that question. I had no idea how painful this would be for myself and for you. I promise.
Your setting
next time I will gloss right over whatever weird term he uses and try to make it as entertaining as possible. Sorry.
Yeah, what do you think's going to happen if you ask me questions like that?
My goodness. You know what I saw happening? You're about to get out a pointer and a whiteboard. And I'm like, shucks, I don't want this.
God, remember that?
Yeah.
Just chalkboard sitting in front of a teacher who's like 180 years old. And he's got a little rubber pointer and a thing of chalk.
Oh,
terrible.
My favorite was when they got to the point where they just sit in the front of the room and they had the overhead projector. And they could just sit there drinking coffee, writing away on the overhead projector and not move. At least they were, got up and moving when they had the chalkboard.
I think about being a teacher once in a while.
You kind of are.
I know, but
I'm a little confused.
In a conventional sense, like waking up this morning and going to teach a class, you got to be on. You kind of have to entertain up there.
Yeah.
Or you're going to lose everybody. I mean, you're going to lose everybody anyway, especially like in high school. But you got to be. It's a performance.
I can't even imagine, like, one of my best friends teaches second grade, and I'm like, oh, that's got to be rough. And she said, right? She said, now try doing it online.
Oh, my God. Second graders?
It's comical. Yeah, she tells me these stories about all they want to do is talk about the pajamas. I'm still in my pajamas. And they're waving at everybody. They can't quite grasp the concept. They just think it's fun,
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's hilarious. So
the poor kids. They don't know any
nothing's getting done. Yeah.
That's
hilarious. Okay.
Before we get into this show, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the houseacademy.com online community. It's free.
Natalie wrote, "Hello. I'm looking to get my first mailer done. Yay. But I am confused about how the equity planner spreadsheet, like the bright green yellow county tab, is used with realtor.com county data. The column headings are a little bit different when I copy and paste them in. Anyone else had that issue? I think it's a one-word fix."
Well, Lori has a perfect answer here.
Oh, excuse me. I see someone wrote the answer. You put one in here. Lori wrote, "Hi, Natalie, and welcome. You've come to the right place to ask questions. You're right. The column headings are off as a result of realtor.com doing an update to their data format after Steve created the equity planner. Realtor.com obviously didn't ask Steve about it first." That's so good. Oh, that's so good. Thank you, Lori. You need to look at the headings to match them up, and you can just cut and paste the bulk of the columns.
Yeah.
A couple spaces to the right. Good luck with your mailer, Lori. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so this comes up I'm saying this to ease our customer service burden. This comes up a lot. So, and I will at some point go in there and change it.
It's cute.
You just have to apply logic. That's what Lori's saying. If it's month over month or year over year, you need to get really familiar with these terms anyway.
Right.
Jill will sit here and shoot me down and tell me not to talk like that.
What? I won't shoot you down, but I will fall asleep and try to save everybody.
Unfortunately.
From the same fate.
unfortunately, there is a serious side to real estate investing.
Unfortunately.
You may not see it on this show, but in talking to Jill, you'd think it's just all a lot of fun. And we're going to eat some brownies and make some money.
That's true. That's exactly how I roll.
But the fact is, you got to line these columns up right, and stuff changes all the time. You know, we made a decision a long time ago. You know, we could run around. We could run around with our hands cupped like this, trying to catch everybody who falls just a couple of steps. You know, but we made and update everything constantly, and realtor change, and no, I think instead we've accumulated some really, really intelligent members who, you know, can think for themselves, who take responsibility for their own stuff, and when stuff needs to get up, they apply logic. Maybe I made that decision. Jill probably wasn't involved.
That is
And
correct.
maybe I just made that decision now.
Maybe you did. So that's why nothing's changed. That's actually, he's like, you know, I purposely did that, wink, wink, a long time ago.
Oh yeah, this is all intentional.
Because I know y'all are smarter than this.
Yeah, this is all intentional. None of this is by the seat of our pants.
We do have a good
we know exactly what we're doing every step of the way here at Land Academy.
It's hard to say. So that's the point too. I think that's why our group is so good. We do have a smart group. We can figure stuff out. We're good at taking a look back going, oh, I see the change. Yeah, because some of the, even our own programs are changing and evolving. You know, we went from Parcel Fact to Neighbor Scoop. Who knows what the next level is going to be and what we're going to add and change and update it with. I have an idea, but we're not going to use it now. Anyway, stuff changes.
Today's topic, the waterfall of, what's coming? A waterfall of house foreclosures, and it's coming in the fall of 2020. This is why you're listening. Mm-hmm. What the hell is he talking about now?
Exactly.
Where there's foreclosures, and a high number of foreclosures, there's a high opportunity for you to send out mail and get a good return on your mail yield and a great return on your investment return, ROI. Foreclosures, especially when they come in just a deluge, which is about to happen here. Not about to happen. It's going to happen in the last quarter of 2020 and then bleed all the way through, I think, to 2021. And I'll tell you why in a minute. When those types of things happen, those zip codes get devalued and eroded and devalued because you can't, even if there's houses that, when so many properties go to auction because they have been foreclosed on, REO, foreclosed, real estate owned, foreclosed on, there's a certain percentage of them, actually, and it's not a crazy percentage, that don't sell. So what do they do then? This is because there's so many properties. Then they go to real estate agents, local real estate agents who have relationships with the bank, and they ask them to list it. And they don't ask them to get the top price. They ask them to get this piece of real estate out of my life.
Yeah. Move this inventory kind of thing.
To which a real estate agent says, well, if you want to do that, then we could, you think it's worth 120 or the market says 120, we'll just list it for 60 and we'll get it done real quick. When that starts to happen, and this will happen at the end of this year, that is when you strike with the mail, because there's a certain number of regular people who haven't been foreclosed on and don't have any issues with their paying their mortgage. Their job changes, people pass away. It's the regular customers that we have in the greatest of times. So it's not the foreclosure customers that we necessarily care about. The foreclosure scenario in a given zip code is a real good indication to us as investors to send mail there.
It just happens. You know that. If you're looking on your street and there's 3 houses for sale at this price, and they look just as good as yours, you can't possibly list it for what it was 60 days ago, or whatever it was. It's just a fact.
That's right.
I feel bad for them, because like, darn, I'm not one of those foreclosure guys, but shucks, this is our new price point. That's the reality of it. And they still need to sell.
That's
and
right.
They still need you. And I would also argue that they still are happy and they love us because we come in with cash and we're easy and fast. Like, we're not dealing with that mess over there, and we're not dealing with an agent, so we're not losing that commission piece. We'll let them do their thing, and we'll buy this.
And then a couple days from now, on Thursday, actually, we'll talk about exactly where these markets are in a given MSA. So I don't want to cover that here now, but it's a very predictable and easy way to look at which zip codes, where this is going to happen and why. So we'll talk about that on Thursday. What's important to know is that this is going to happen, and then understand this. This issue of forbearance is brand new. It's never happened in the U.S. History of the housing market. Forbearance is, hey, you don't have to pay right now. We understand your health may be at risk. We understand it's the government's way of saying we're all in this together. You don't have to pay right now. Take 120 days, get your stuff straight. But the bank's going to tack it on to the end of the loan. Right. Or the bank's going to handle it some other way. You have to pay, right. Just not these next 3 months.
You don't get a pass.
History shows that not necessarily with mortgage forbearance, but with other things, when you get a break like that, you don't pick up. A substantial percentage of the people just never pay again. They just stop. So from forbearance becomes foreclosure. Forbearance in most states, and it's very state and local market specific, is 120 days as I understand it. And then it takes about 120 days of not paying after that, where the foreclosure action happens. Three months. So it's 6 months altogether, which is the magic of fall of 2020. If this all starts in March, and you can see every Thursday, Jill and I have a House Academy webinar where we look at these statistics. We look at how many properties are in forbearance, how many properties are in the country and in local markets, and why we believe that market is going to what's going to happen when it does happen. And
you can see it coming.
Yeah, we're pretty.
He can see it coming. Correct. I don't see anything coming.
You know how there's the comedy and tragedy mask? You know, the Shakespearean thing? I'm the tragedy and Jill's the comedy.
Exactly. Everyone.
Can you say forbearance more, better?
Give me Waterfall
say
again.
Forbearance.
Waterfall, foreclosure, forbearance. What else you got?
We put a transcript of all these shows on YouTube and wherever the podcast airs, and I bet forbearance and foreclosure is like 90% of the words.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Hey, I'm gonna little side note. If you want, so he just talked about our Thursday afternoon webinar. It's a Zoom call that we do with our House Academy members, and if you want to sit in on it, you sure can. Reach out to we give everybody a one-time free invite if you want to just check it out, what's going on and what we're talking about. So just send a note to support@houseacademy.com and tell me you want to, you heard us on the podcast. Jill opened her mouth and said, Jill said I could, but yeah, just let them know, hey, I want to get on the House Academy call once. Can I get in there? And they'll get you an invite. Thank you.
Happy you could join us today.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, I could sit and talk about this forever.
Oh, gosh.
The fact is...
I'd like that.
Look, the fact is, late 2020 and early 2021, probably throughout most of the year of 2021, this COVID thing's going to die down, and everybody's going to have to get back to normal, and a substantial number of people, up to 8% of the people who have mortgages are not going to pay. And the people who have properties that are rented out, they stop paying, the renters stop paying, there's going to be foreclosures there too. So it's going to drag the prices down. We haven't seen it yet, but it'll dramatically in certain markets drag the prices down, which is a huge acquisition opportunity for us.
Exactly. Happy you could join us today. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we are over on the Land Academy Show. Tuesdays and Thursdays, right here on the House Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called How to Save a Ton of Money Running Your Land Business. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
I'm looking at that timing.
Isn't that amazing?
That's perfect. Well, we got one out of, what show are we on? 1260. Great.
We have one show out of 1,300 timed correctly.
Maybe we'll get it the next 2,000. Oh boy. The House Academy Show remains commercial free for you, our loyal listeners. So wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, please subscribe and rate us there. We're Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.